Welcome to the Brendan Brown's Collection of Facts and Theories podcast show. So today we will have a guest named Brayden, who is a big Mortal Kombat expert, a big Mortal Kombat fan. I had a guest recently on my last season, which was Sharkmaster, who discussed Mortal Kombat. So any of you Mortal Kombat fanboys, fangirls, however, well, I got another Mortal Kombat guest on this podcast. So hopefully you enjoyed this wonderful episode, enjoy this interview. So welcome to the show, Brayden, and how are you? How was your day? You know, what's been going on, man? How are you?
It's been great, and it's great to have me on here. Thanks for that. It's my first time doing anything like this, so I'm a little nervous, but I think this will turn out really great.
Well, that's good, man. That's good. And don't be nervous, man, because I know how it is. I used to be nervous too when I first started recording, when I first got interviewed, so it's a lot, you know, but that's just part of, you know, doing the purpose and processing of what you're doing.
It's just a little weird.
Yeah.
It's weird, like, talking into a camera and stuff with, like, a real person on the other end, because normally it's just me kind of talking to myself and then uploading it. But now it's like I'm really talking to a real person with, like, the camera on me, and it's different.
Yep. And it shows that you have an audience. So, you know, what really inspired you to do content? What inspired you to even do YouTube in general?
So I am a huge fan of a lot of things, and the thing is with the internet is that it's your opportunity to connect to other big fans of things, because in real life, the sort of things I like Mortal Kombat, they don't really like come up in just normal conversations or anything. Yeah. So it's just like through the internet, you can have your specific type of content, and you can be able to interact with other people who like that content and actually seek out that content and try to find it. And if they find you and if they like the content, then hopefully you can have a great relationship talking about Mortal Kombat, Marvel, DC, whatever. And yeah, that's just why I wanted to do content in the first place. Like, I've been trying to do this over and over again, but like certain things, like the certain content that I was making, like Marvel, I used to mostly be Marvel and DC, but now, like, when I am passionate about Mortal Kombat the most, like, that's what I'm the biggest fan of. Like, it shows that if you're passionate about something, then that's when the most people are going to see it and also be passionate about it and talk with you about it.
Some wise words, and I like what you're saying. I like the way you're just, you know, elaborating. Like I said, my other guest, man, I love what you're saying. And, you know, how did you really get into the interest of Mortal Kombat mainly? Because I know out of all the content, most of your content is really recommended for, like, Mortal Kombat based. So how did you really get into that passion?
Okay, so this is like a long story, so strap yourself in. So it all started, I want to say when I was like 4 or 5, which I know, really young to be playing Mortal Kombat, but, you know, that's just how it was. I had an older brother, and he played the game. He played Shaolin Monks. I played Shaolin Monks. That game came out before I was born, but when I was really young, I played that game. We have the other ones, the 3D era ones, but I don't remember playing those ones as vividly as Shaolin Monks. I remember playing it with my brother. I think my brother also played it with my dad before we played it, so that was cool. And then I think I played Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. I'm not sure. Like, I remember seeing it when I had an Xbox 360. Like, I remember seeing it, that we had it, but I can't really remember actually playing the game. And then, of course, after that, Mortal Kombat 9. That's got to be, like, my favorite. It's definitely the most influential on my life, like, so far. It was kind of like my first real, like, Mortal Kombat game, because I don't really remember playing the 3D era. Shaolin Monks wasn't a fighting game, or it kind of was. It was like, it wasn't a 2D fighting game. And then Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, that didn't have the gore, so it wasn't like a true Mortal Kombat experience. But then Mortal Kombat 9 came around, and that was like my first ever game. I even remember like playing it with my friends, and the first time I ever did like a finishing move, it wasn't like a fatality or anything. I did it on accidents. It was a babality. And I remember me and my friend just laughing about it the whole time, because I think I was playing as Ermac, he was playing as Cabal, and then he like turned into a baby all of a sudden, and like he started running around. It was so funny. It was weird, but I really like that time, and it's also been very influential in other things too. Like Freddy Krueger, he was in that game, and I'm a huge fan of horror. That's what got me into like horror, was Freddy Krueger. And then I remember my parents, they like since I've grown up with Mortal Kombat my whole life, they were fine with it, but they didn't like really let me watch horror movies or stuff like that because like of the violence and stuff. And then when I found Freddy Krueger, like I started getting into that, and they were like, okay, well we can't do anything about it, so we'll let you watch Freddy Krueger, but for other things like Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, don't do that stuff. Like you can't watch that. A few years later, Mortal Kombat X came out, had Jason and Leatherface in it, so yeah, they pretty much gave up after that point. And nowadays, it literally doesn't matter what I watch. They don't really care.
Yeah, and you're older now. You're like 15 now, so hey, that's good. And for you, I had a similar situation with me too, starting with Mortal Kombat. Except I don't vividly remember watching 3D era games, but now that I actually look at them, my uncle actually played them before. He played Deception and those ones on PS2, and I never remembered it, but I did actually remember it. I like a little piece, maybe because I was so young when that came out, but because I was born in 2005, so I'm 16, so I'm just like on age with you. I didn't really start getting into community till like later on. So the first game I actually played was Mortal Kombat vs. DC because I'm a big DC fanboy, and ever since a little boy, I've liked Batman. And, even with Black Panther, I've liked Black Panther the same way how I like Batman. Like, my favorite character in the DC is Batman. My favorite character in Marvel is Black Panther. Never will change. It will be the same. And for Batman, I've liked him for years, especially with the Nolan trilogy and everything. And, watching that, because around that time, the Nolan trilogy was still out, because they both came out the same year. 2008 was The Dark Knight, and then 2008 was MK vs. DC. Played that game, loved it. And then, as I got older, I wanted to play MK9. My mom was going to buy it, but when she realized it was gore and stuff, I wasn't able to play it. But I did watch the story mode. I watched some gameplays, and that was like my really first, not physical, but, visual MK experience. Like how you say the real MK experience of like how you got it. Because, you really changed my perception about it. Because my first MK game was MK vs. DC, but my first MK perception of the game with Blood and Gore was actually, that game right there, MK9. And like I said, I think MK vs. DC was like the appetizer, but MK9 was like the ultimate dinner.
That's a good analogy.
Like, hey, I'm going to join this franchise. Yeah. And like I said, ever since MK9 and MK vs. DC, my first two games, I've been with it. I didn't get MK9, but I got Injustice 3 when that came out, the Ultimate Edition, because my father got me that for my birthday when I was like I was in second grade when that came out. Then, 2015, MKX came out. I didn't get that yet, but everybody was talking about it with Jason and stuff. And I was saying I wanted to wait till they get the Ultimate Pack Edition because that's what they do with the marketing. They try to make you buy the first one, then you got to buy it. Like, no, I want to get them all in one set. So what I did is I wait till 2016, and the game was almost being done supported. So I was late. But I watched some parts of story mode, and then I actually did some parts of it by playing the game. And some parts I was spoiled, some parts I weren't. But overall, MKX was a good game. Liked the story and everything. And then, as that moved forward, I got Injustice 2 day one. And now I got the Ultimate Edition now because I had got that, I think, for free or something. I don't know. Because I had a PS5. I don't know. Something like that. PS4 or something. And then, as that came, MK9, I got that day one. I mean, MK11, excuse me. I got that day one. And me and my mother were up there 12 a.m. at night. That same day it came out. And I had got that. And after that, I played some part of the game and then I went to sleep. I was so sleepy in class that day because I was so happy to play. My mom kept telling me, go to bed. And then, I played the rest in the morning before I went to school. Then I came back home, finished the rest of story mode. It was, because when I was younger, because I heard when you're younger, you don't really take time seriously. Because when you're younger, time really evolves slowly. And as you age, it gets faster. So when I was younger, it felt like the game took so long. But now that I actually play dual story mode, to me, it feels like it's a quick story mode if you actually play it for a whole day. Like, it shouldn't take you that long. Like, if you start at 9 a.m. in the morning, you should be done by 1 in the day. Now, if you're playing it real hard mode, then yeah. But for me, it wasn't really hard. But like I said, it took me about 1 day to finish because, like I said, I played hardcore at it. And it was a good game at the time, and even now, it's still a good game.
It's just...
Like I said, I like it all. And
it's just like, with Mortal Kombat 11, it's still a good game, but... some people like that just happens with all games, all media in general. Just as time goes on, certain people are like, "Hey, this is actually bad," and there's nothing you can really do about it. But whatever.
Yeah. Speaking of that, before we even get into that, how did you really? Well, oh yeah, we already asked about your interest in Mortal Kombat. We already asked about that. So speaking of like, end of support, what do you really think NetherRealm was gonna do like with their next game? Like, what do you really think? Because I know you made videos on it. I've seen your videos, and anyone who didn't see his videos, click the link down below. Everything's down below. But what do you really think they're gonna do next?
All right, so I think they're going to be doing Mortal Kombat 12. I think it's pretty much confirmed at this point with all that one leak with one of the people working on NetherRealm games, like the reptile files and stuff like. I think it's pretty much confirmed that it's going to be Mortal Kombat 12, and also that Reiko leak that happened recently. Yeah. It's pretty much confirmed to me.
Oh yeah,
and I think it will be in the Great Kung Lao era. But there's like a part of me that's kind of skeptical because certain commenters on my videos have kind of almost changed my mind, because it makes me think back to Mortal Kombat 9, Mortal Kombat X, Mortal Kombat 11, and how like kind of in between games, it kind of seems like NetherRealm kind of changed their mind, like from the end of one game to the next game. Like they almost like changed their mind on what they want to do. So for example, like the end of Mortal Kombat X had Dark Brayden with Shinnok's head and meeting Liu Kang and Katana as the NetherRealm leaders, and like it kind of seemed like in Mortal Kombat 11 that's what it was going to be about. But then like at the very beginning of Mortal Kombat 11, Dark Raiden disappears. So and then they did like the time travel storyline. So like certain parts of me are kind of skeptical that maybe they won't do Great Kung Lao, because that's what was set up in Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath. But like most of me is thinking they're going to commit to that this time.
Yeah, and I don't know if you watched Rave Report, but I believe what Rave Report said. I think it's gonna be like an Armageddon, and man, I'm gonna tell you this before anybody ever thought this. This is how passionate I'm about for the franchise. If you look at the system of how they release games, even back in the day, it usually take them about 2 to 3 years to release their next game, even from the arcade era. And listen to this: every era of games had like their own Armageddon before Armageddon too, like MK Trilogy, I think. That's like the Armageddon, or Ultimate MK3, something like that. That's like the Armageddon of the arcade era, because it has all the arcade players. Now, listen here. After that, you got the 3D era. You got Armageddon. That got all the characters because they all had to fight off. We know the story. He had to fight off to that temple, but nobody eventually won. And Taven won, but it was Retcon and MK9, which is so crazy. And then, now we're in the NetherRealm era. What do you think is next? I thought, before this pandemic even happened, I thought MK11 was going to be the Armageddon, because I saw, characters from past and present come. And I was saying, is this their little Armageddon? Then when Aftermath came out, I thought the plot for it was going to be like an Armageddon. But it was similar, but not all the way. But it was kind of, because think about it. Liu Kang was like the Taven, and Shang Tsung was like the Zhao Kahn. Like, whatever ending you choose, spoiler alert, it will happen. And now what's really actually going to happen is that MK12 may be the Armageddon of NetherRealm franchise, and then NetherRealm will make a new game, which would be like MK13, brand new. And Wave Report, I don't know if you watched this content creator, but he also said that, Mortal Kombat 12 may be a merger. Like, how there was Shang Tsung and he had the, what's it was called? They're in the void.
Yeah.
And Wave Report had a good way of thinking this. He said there may be other villains from the Void that came from different timelines when Chronicle was making different timelines. Because when she took Shang Tsung into the Void, other characters could have been in the Void, like the Dragon King. He could have been in the Void from a different timeline, a different Shao Kahn, maybe a different evil Liu Kang. Let's say, for example, and that's what Wave Report was thinking from a leak, and it was thinking that they were saying that it would be Shang Tsung and Liu Kang's ending coming together as one, with them having an Armageddon and fighting people from the Void. And that's actually a good way of thinking about it, because that is somewhat like an Armageddon. That sounds kind of confusing, but I believe you can put a plot like that together if you have good writing. If you put like Liu Kang's story mode arcade ending from the story mode of Aftermath, and Aftermath ending for Shang Tsung, combine them both, that would work. And like I said, put the Void thing, that would work. Now that will work, and then option 2 is you can just have Liu Kang's ending be canon from Aftermath. Have those Void villains come in, and then make the stakes be high. Like, make these people who fight in the Void be stronger than Liu Kang, and then it'll make the stakes feel higher. Or what you can do is make Liu Kang die, and then do something else. I know that's a major risk because some people like me are big Liu Kang fans, but it makes the stick feel very high. Like that's good writing, man. And that's what I'm telling you. That's why I love, stuff like this because you can be creative. And this is really great because if NetherRealm was looking at this, we may be NetherRealm's best employees to really talk about this. I'm not saying I don't want to be no employee for NetherRealm, but I'm just saying we may be their best source for ideas. I'm just giving that out. Man. But yeah, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. I kind of prefer just a simple Great Kung Lao as the next game. Like I kind of want to go back to the tournament, especially since we haven't really had like a story mode that's fully about the tournament. Like we kind of had that MK9, but that was like only like a part of that game.
So rushed.
But like I just want a full story about the tournament. But what you were saying also gave me a really good idea. I don't know, this might have been what you were actually saying, but like what if in the next game we follow the Great Kung Lao story with Liu Kang in it, but then like in the middle or something like that, Shang Tsung from the other timeline, like maybe the two timelines are both canon, but they merge together at a certain point in Mortal Kombat 12, and then the new Shang Tsung becomes the ultimate villain, and then maybe even the characters in the timeline, like the two timelines have like Shang Tsung in the Great Kung Lao timeline, and then the Shang Tsung in the Shang Tsung wins timeline. Like maybe even they're going to go against each other. Maybe it's like timeline against timeline with the same characters on both sides going against each other. I think that would be really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that'd be good to see villains become good because nobody ever thought of that, but that'd be interesting to see Shang Tsung actually do something good.
You'll finally be able to play as the villains in Mortal Kombat story modes because you haven't been able to do that like, pretty much at all for the last 3 games.
Yeah, except MK11, but like I say, that's Aftermath, so that doesn't really. Yeah. I mean, it counts because it's canon, but not all the way because the writing in there was just we all know it was kind of terrible.
Sindel.
Like, how can Liu Kang lose? How can Liu Kang lose to Shao Kahn? Why would Sindel be evil? Like, if you knew the character prior to all this shit in NetherRealm, we know how this character is. Like, I don't even want to explain that, man. That doesn't make no sense. Like I tell you, I don't hate WB. I don't hate Unrest. I don't hate none of these companies. I just want them to do better writing for their fans.
Definitely.
Like, if you want to do good, help the fans. See, most of you content creators are just against WB. Like, I hate WB. I hate WB. And then some content creators are just like, well, I'm loyal to WB no matter what they do. But for me, I'm not on the fence nor on each side. I'm just going to tell you straight up. You got to do better for the fans. And that's my final answer.
We want 3D era characters. Like, well, why is it taking so like so many fans have asked for them? And like Mortal Kombat X, how does Mortal Kombat X have better 3D era representation than Mortal Kombat 11? Like, what Mortal Kombat X has Tanya, Quan Chi, Kenshi, Bo Raicho, and then Mortal Kombat 11 has like Fujin, Frost. I think that might be it. Like, I can't remember.
I think so, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Rain. Fujin, Frost,
well, Rain was in Mortal Kombat 3, though. That was, yeah.
Oh, dang it. I forget about that. One of the ninjas. Yeah. I'm thinking of Armageddon because that's how I actually first learned about the character from Armageddon, through researching on YouTube. I first learned him through that. And then I didn't know he was in MK3, like you were saying. So my bad on that part.
And Mortal Kombat X also has Tremor in it. Like he's not even a 3D era character or a 2D. He's literally like he's a special forces character. Like
I was about to say that, man. Yeah.
It's just so disappointing in Mortal Kombat 11.
But when I first saw Tremor, I was like, who is this character? Is he like a random new DLC character they made? Then I realized he's a ninja. And I said, what game is he from? I never seen him on MK. Then I said, oh, Special Forces. So I was like, okay, no wonder. This character isn't even like they never even put him on Armageddon, I think. Like that's the thing. Even with Armageddon, like they didn't even have all the characters. They had like 95% of all Mortal Kombat characters. You still didn't get Tremor. You still didn't get certain players I can't say by name that I can remember. Like you got 95% of Mortal Kombat.
I remember Chameleon. The Chameleon with a K was only on like Nintendo, the Nintendo version.
Yeah.
There was some other
there's like
special
the female
forces
and the male
that weren't in it, like No Face, Tajia, but like nobody knows about them. So it's
but I'm talking about the playable, the playable ones. So yeah,
and don't even get me started on.
But
in Mortal Kombat
Oh
Armageddon.
gosh.
Two
Oh yeah,
legs.
his legs. But like I say, man, it's something like how Brustpo would say the lore of Mortal Kombat is very rich if you think about it. It's really rich. Like, it started from just one arcade game to like a big $12 million sale franchise. You know, it's just amazing. And speaking of Brustpo, like, do you know Brustpo in person or something? Because you remind me so much of Brustpo, and I think a lot of people in the MK community may think that, if they see your content.
So Brusque Poet, I remember. I think, shockingly enough, like I haven't been a fan of his as long as some other content creators, like Uncaged Games. I remember watching like each one of his like reactions to the reveal trailers for Mortal Kombat X. Brusque Poet, I don't think I started watching him like video by video until Mortal Kombat 11. But yeah, I really like his content. Some of his opinions about Mortal Kombat stuff can be a bit at times, like the movie.
Yes.
Like I think his hatred for it is completely irrational. Like it's so weird. Like he hates it so much, but there's nothing in the movie that is hateable besides for like Cole Young. But like everything.
Oh, don't even get me. Dang it, you got me mad now. I like Cole Young. Oh gosh, I know. Very sure. Let's keep on talking. We'll talk about that. Keep on talking.
It's so weird how he said it's like worse than, I don't know if you've seen Mortal Kombat Legacy Season 2, but that is awful. Like Liu Kang's a bad guy. Kung Lao doesn't have his hat. It's like he has like Raiden's hat for some reason, and Johnny Cage is like some guy who assaults people on the street. It's so weird. He said Mortal Kombat 2021 was worse than that. Like I don't even know how that.
Oh heck no! I seen Legacy before one time on YouTube when I was younger. When I watched that, I said that is because how Christopher Nolan's Batman was. It was like that. It was like them realistic movies that don't feel true to the character. Like I'm not saying Nolan's trilogy, no offense to it. It's a good trilogy. It's true to the Batman character, but it's so grounded, and that's how Mortal Kombat Legacy was. It felt more grounded, but they say it's all started from Mortal Kombat Rebirth. Yeah, it was Rebirth. Rebirth was like a fan project. It wasn't a real movie. It was a fan project that they gave to Ed Boon, and Ed Boon decided to make a show out of it, and WB did MK Legacy. And MK Legacy came, and that's how it came. So like most of the cast who was on MK Rebirth came to MK Legacy. Like Jax and everything. I think the Jax actor was really good because I seen him play on a lot of movies. Tyler Perry. I don't know if you know who Tyler Perry is, but I've seen his movie. He played on one Tyler Perry movies. That I watched with my family members before, and he's a good actor. He's also a boxer in real life, so he can play Jax real good. But now that he's older, I don't think he would be a good Jax now because he got like gray hair or something. But
he could play Jax
no offense,
he
man.
could play Jax from Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah. But like I say, back to the story, not to get too off topic. Like I said, it's not as bad as you think. Like MK 2021 was really good. I really think that I didn't care for the Cole Young character objectively, but as in like just him as a character, I do like him. Like to me, it's like a love-hate relationship with Cole Young. Like I don't hate him, but like I like the character, but I just hate that you did this. Like I felt the character could have did better. Most people are just trashing down on him. I don't know if you are. I don't want to say it, Brayden, if you are, but I'm tired of people who are trashing down on this Cole Young character. Like, give him a chance, man. Like, I feel compassion about people and fictional characters in some form of way. Like, give Louis Tan the actor a chance, man. Like, just because you see Louis Tan, it's always like, oh, my face. Like, calm down. Yeah. Cole Young is not a bad character. He just needs help. And that's why in the sequel, I believe it. I'm going to give them a chance. Hopefully they do good. If they don't do good, they better kill him Deadly Lion style like I did Liu Kang.
I think I kind of feel bad for Louis Tan. So, like, he was supposed to, I don't know if you know this, but Legacy Season 3 was supposed to come out. He was supposed to play, like, Kung Jin, like, from Mortal Kombat X.
I forgot to mention that. Yeah.
And then, like, he's in Mortal Kombat, and you see in interviews how he said, I think he said he wants to play, like, Kenshi and Smoke. And I just feel kind of bad for him because now he's getting stuck with a character that nobody likes. Like, everybody hates him. And I just feel so bad for him, man. Like, he could be playing Kenshi or Smoke characters that pretty much everybody loves, but now he's like, he's kind of screwed, like out of the Mortal Kombat community.
And I heard that the Funko Pop Cole Young didn't even sell a lot. Like it only sold this much
I saw
compared to like I heard that.
When we went to the Funko Pop place to find Funko Pops for Mortal Kombat 2021, literally the only one that wasn't sold out was Cole Young's. There was just like a line of Cole Young's with like 3 spaces next to it for Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Sonya. They were all cleared out. Cole Young had like a full was like fully in stock. It was crazy.
Oh gosh, that is just sad. It's funny, but it's sad because like it's so crazy how people are acting crazy over a fictional character. Like, come on, guys. Like, just support the movie, man. Like, it's a collectible. Well, hey, it doesn't matter. The people who actually truly love Cole Young, they don't gotta worry because you know you can always buy it when you want to. Because probably the fan base for Cole Young is like this. And I'm probably the only one, but I truly do like the character. I think he could have did better. Like I was excited for him to bring him in. And the only thing that really bothered me, and the only reason why I would say we don't need to include him is because you have Liu Kang. They were talking about like how in the Hollywood industry there's a lot of white leads and there's not that much Asian, but you know, you had Liu Kang. Why didn't you get Liu Kang? Like that's why I said WB is backwards. Like just like with DCU, they messed that up. Like it makes no sense. Common sense would tell you about like what the fans want.
The funniest thing about Cole Young, he was originally supposed to be white. Like in the very early stages of the script, he was supposed to be white. So that's just like the most insane part to me. That
could have been Johnny Cage if that's the case. If he was white, that's so stupid. What are they doing? If you want to make him white, make him Johnny Cage. If you want to make him Asian, make him Liu Kang. And my thing is with Cole Young, it's like he's like a combination of both because if you think of it, I don't know if Lu's tan is mixed, but Lu's tan looks like he's half white, half Asian. You know, he don't look fully Asian in my opinion. I may be wrong.
I think he's mixed.
I'm not being racist. I'm just saying that. Yeah, I think he's mixed. He looks half Asian, half white. Like his hair, it doesn't look like an Asian hair. It looks more like a white person's hair. No, not being racist or anything. I'm just saying that as in like the hair, you know. Because like, look at my hair. I'm African American. This is African American hair. Like, you know. Yeah, like Cole Young is like a mixture of Liu Kang and Johnny Cage in a way.
I mean, I don't really want to say my opinion right here because like it's very, very complicated with Cole Young. I'm going to be honest. I don't like him. I think Louis Tan could have done a good job, but I think the script, like I don't know, just some of the lines he was given, they sound weird. Like when they were in the void with Brayden. And he was talking to them, and he was like, "No, we still need to fight." Like that just sounded weird to me. Like it just felt so awkward, especially with Liu Kang right there. Like with Cole Young giving like the big pep talk to the group, and then Liu Kang, who's supposed to be the leader, is just like sitting right there, just listening as if he's just one of them. Like it just rubbed me the wrong way.
And my thing is with Liu Kang, like the whole movie is not messed up, but half of the movie, I feel like with that movie, it was good to have mixed review because it's half good, half bad in my opinion. Like, you know, as a fan perspective, now as a casual moviegoer, it was good. But even as a casual moviegoer, like the plot, like Kung Lao, his death was unnecessary. My thing is, you had Cole Young. Cole Young could have stopped him. Liu Kang could use his fireball. He kept saying, "No, no, no." You could have been. Boom. That's all you could do. Boom, like you do in the games. Don't you always do that? Wait. That's all you always do. Or bicycle kick him like how you do. Like that. Just bicycle kick him, man. Like you could do it to Shang Tsung. You're supposed to be the lead protagonist. Also, Cole Young could have stopped him.
Yeah, Cole Young was just like sitting there like this the whole time. And then like when Liu Kang actually tried to save him, he stopped him for some. It was so weird.
Yeah, for some reason. And then Brayden before all this, Brayden could have literally teleported him like how he did at the end of the movie. He could have just been like like that, or just shock Shang Tsung like how you do in the video game. You know, like you could have just did that. It makes no sense. Like the movie was just all over the place. But I anybody who's watching this. NetherRealm, however, WB, whoever, I want y'all to do good with the second movie, and I'm going to still be on y'all's side. I don't hate y'all. Brayden don't hate y'all. We're just giving out, you know, true constructive criticism. That's all we're just giving.
Yeah, I truly believe that the second one's going to be amazing. I have full confidence. Yeah. Like, I feel like after the first one with the studio mandating Cole Young, I feel like with the first one being so successful on like HBO Max and stuff, I feel like they're going to be a bit more lenient with Cole Young. I feel like he's not going to be as pushed to the forefront as much. I feel like Liu Kang is going to step up and become the main character again, like how he's supposed to. And I'm just really excited to see the sequel. And it's going to be finally a tournament movie. I truly believe that it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be weird, though, because like Mortal Kombat 2 is going to be based on the Mortal Kombat 1 game. Then Mortal Kombat 3 is going to be based on Mortal Kombat 2. So that's going to be kind of confusing. I was thinking what they should do is, because it's tournament based, make Mortal Kombat 2 be based on MK1 and MK2 so that it can still be tournament based. Because, you know, when the second game is tournament based, the third one was about Outworld and stuff. And we heard in Shang Tsung say he's going to bring Outworld or something like that in the first movie. So, you know, hopefully that doesn't occur in the second movie. Hopefully that goes in the third movie and make the third movie more like, you know, that. And I really want to see John Cena as Striker because they were supposed to have him on MK11. So hopefully they get him on the movie because he does work for WB, you know, as Peacemaker. So that would be more obvious for him to work under WB as Striker. I would see him as a good Striker.
He'd be a good I have a question for you. Who do you think should play Johnny Cage? Because I get asked this so many times on my channel.
This is so easy. This is so easy.
I have no idea.
I know this might be a band.
I have no idea.
I know this might be a bandwagon, but Ryan Reynolds. It's so simple. He's such a comedian. Like, he played as Green Lantern, so he worked under WB before. And no offense to some people, but I think the Green Lantern movie was amazing.
I don't know about Ryan Reynolds. I just don't think his style of humor fits Johnny Cage all that much. Like, the Deadpool style of humor. Like, I haven't seen him do, like, the type of humor that Johnny Cage has. And also, I don't think he's a fighter. Like, maybe he could learn like some of the other cast members did, but like I feel like it's going to cost a lot of money to have him like train and fight, and so I'm not sure they're going to go for that. And plus, he's like such a huge name actor, like, and especially if we do want Liu Kang to be the main character, if they cast a big actor as Johnny Cage in a supporting role, that I feel like they're going to want to push him to the forefront and make Johnny Cage the main character. I feel like that'll be a side effect if we have like Ryan Reynolds or someone big like that.
Yeah, you got a point there. That's really, I didn't even think like that. So yeah, I think somebody else who can play Ryan Reynolds or somebody who, you know, can do it differently. I was about to say Chris Evans because he's a fighter, but I say no, that's still a big superstar actor. So we're gonna have to find one. I don't even know any actors who are like B-list, C-list. Like, I know so much A-list actors who can play Johnny Cage so well, you know. Besides superheroes like Green Lantern and Captain America, because I just named them. But yeah, but you know, back to really, you know, to the interview, and hopefully you audiences are enjoying this episode. You know, do you have any other interests outside of like content creation or Mortal Kombat? Anything? Do you like anything outside of that, like sports or, you know, just other things? Maybe.
So
you know?
I played basketball. Actually, I just finished my a season of basketball, and we won the tournament. That was pretty cool. I have a shirt, but I'm not going to go get it right now because I'm lazy.
Okay.
But
time consuming.
Yeah. And yeah, I love basketball. I've been playing for a while. I don't remember how long quite, like maybe 8 or 9, I want to say. And I also do a lot of coding. I make video games, and that's super fun. I love being creative, and especially with my most recent video with the gameplay video for Mortal Kombat 12. Like, I just really love talking about and making like gameplay suggestions and creating. It's just so cool to me.
Mm-hmm. And that's good though, you know, coding, because coding, you get paid a lot of money for that. And it ain't about the money, you know. It's always about the passion, the purpose. But that's a good skill to learn, you know, digital skill to learn, because, you know, making video games is really great. And, you know, with basketball, that's good, you know, man, because, you know, I'm a big basketball guy myself. I like the Warriors. I'm actually wearing a Curry shirt right now, number 30, if you can see it. Yeah, so I like basketball myself, man. I don't really play like seasons or nothing. I don't play no sports. I just do them casually, you know, like a hobby. But when I was younger, I used to do tryouts, but that was it. But I realized that wasn't really, you know, my passion. My passion was just to make content and be a motivational speaker. And now, meeting you, I found that I think my other passion may be to do, you know, Mortal Kombat and other niches as well. You know, I manage 2 different YouTube channels.
Good, man. I'm glad I was able
I
to
just,
help you find one of your passions and help you
yeah, man.
find the inspiration to pursue it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, this phone almost made this noise in my thing made me jump for a second there. I just hear this noise and it was like, yeah, man, that thing made me jump, man. But let me figure out the next question here. Um, yeah, that's basically it for that. So, to be really more, authentic, outside of Mortal Kombat, are you excited for Gotham Knights?
The video game, right? Because I know there's like a video game and also a TV show. So
Yeah, and a movie too. Are you excited for the Gotham Knights game?
like I'm just sick of the game being delayed over and over again, honestly. Like this is something that happens a lot with movies and games when they're delayed. Like I'll just like kind of lose excitement for it. Like with Black Widow, that's like that took a big hit just because like it was delayed so many times and like everyone was excited for a Black Widow movie before all the delays,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just kind of died out.
Yeah.
Like it ran its course and people watched it and like it was like people thought it was mediocre. Like and that's just kind of what I'm feeling with Gotham Knights and even the Suicide Squad game. It's just like they've been delayed so many times that it's just like when they come out, I'll see, and if it's a good game, it's a good game. If it's not, then it's not.
Yeah. And that's just how it was. Like Black Widow, I wasn't really excited for that. I thought it was like a sequel, but when I knew it was a prequel, I said no. And then, it got delayed. Same thing with the Batman. Wasn't really mad about it. And I was like everyone else too. When I first heard it was Robert Pattinson, I said, that's that vampire guy I used to watch when I was younger with my mom. And he was so skinny to play the character. Then I realized, he could play the character good. And so, I gave him a chance and the movie kept getting delayed. And then when I finally got to see it, I say, wow, the trailer, like you can tell this Batman is really dark. He's grounded like Nolan's, but dark like Keaton's. So he was like a mixture of both Keaton and Nolan. So it's Batman. So I really enjoyed that. And like I said, after seeing the movie, it was really great. I already had my review
Yeah, I
on
loved it.
my,
I loved it. It's got to be like one of my top favorite comic book movies of all time. Like
mm-hmm.
it was amazing
Yep.
in my opinion.
And it was one of my most anticipated movies of 2022.
Yeah, it was my most anticipated, just of all.
Yeah, yeah, man. Of all that and Black Panther before Chadwick had died, but now that he is dead, like, what do you really think about that movie? What do you think it's gonna really go? How do you think it's gonna be?
I'm not sure. Like everything, like not just Chadwick dying, but like just with all the drama on the set and everything that's been happening, like it's gonna be a mess. I think like it's already a mess, but I'm not sure how the movie is gonna turn out. Like I'm not sure. There obviously had to be major rewriting issues, but then now after some of the drama that's been happening, I feel like there's even going to be even more rewriting, and there's probably going to be reshoots maybe. But I mean, we haven't really seen anything for the movie yet, so I'm going to stay optimistic about it. But it's got to be like it might be my least anticipated Marvel movie of the year right now because just like with everything that's been happening, I'm just worried most of all.
And like I really believe that Black Panther, I thought at first it was going to be terrible, but I did make a review about it. And I said the movie is going to be good because you're starting to see a lot of female leads, like, especially black female leads. For us as African Americans, we really need that representation in our life, man. And so it's really great that, we had our representation, the black male lead character. Now, the black female lead can have their roles. So now any black female who sees Shuri, Okoye, Ironheart, like it's gonna be amazing because it's gonna be black leads. So I think what's gonna really happen is that Black Panther Wakanda Forever will be a gateway and also how can I say it, a stepping stone for the Ironheart character, but also for black women to know that they can do things too.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's why I feel like this movie is going to be good in that aspect.
Yeah, I think it'll also be a good send off. I think there's no way that they're going to mess up like sending off Chadwick Boseman because if they do, that's going to be really bad. That's going to be
controversial.
Terrible. Like
worse than Cole Young.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. I have faith that they're at the very least going to respect Chadwick and his legacy with the movie.
Yeah, and probably had like little cameos, like maybe him on doing this on like a statue or something like that. I can just imagine it. And people are saying that they may recast the character and bring him through the multiverse, like Doctor Strange and things. But hopefully they can do it, man, because you know, I just feel like as an African American superhero, he should be able to be recast. I understand he's dead, but my thing is, a villain like the Joker, Heath Ledger, he died. They still recast him. They recast Batman so much. And like I said, Christian Bale was like the Chadwick Boseman of the Batman. Like he played that character so perfectly until they rebooted him for Ben Affleck. That was terrible in a way. But Ben Affleck was kind of good. And then, Robert Pattinson came, revived the franchise of Batman. That's what they can do with Chadwick. And if you look at the pattern, even with Spider-Man No Way Home, these are all white characters, and not being racist or anything. I'm just saying, the same way how you can do it with a white character, do it with a black character. Like, if Black Panther dead, yes, he's the real man's dead. That doesn't mean you have to kill off the real character. That's fiction. Like, you don't got to use that same appearance of that Black Panther. Like, you can have Chadwick's one be dead, but have another one from a different multiverse. Because some people were saying, like, you should have Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther don't be dead. Leave that one dead. Because I just realized with the multiverse, you can do anything because I forgot about the multiverse. So with the multiverse, bring in a new actor, like how I heard this man named Yulan Noel, I think. He wants to be Black Panther. Bring him in. Make him part of the Illuminati because it seemed like the Illuminati's coming in Doctor Strange. And, do something like that. And that'd be good because that would still be great for us as Black Panther fans to have it and everything. Because, like, I feel as a Black Panther fan because, man, like I tell you, more passionate about Black Panther than Mortal Kombat. And when Black Panther first came out, I was excited to see a superhero of my race. And it felt like I was a fan for only a short-term memory because I saw him in 2018. 2020 he died, so like I only had 2 years to actually be a full passionate fan. But I got a lot of stuff. Like I got the mask, I got the toys, I got the claws, I got the carpet, I got a Black Panther pillow. I think I got so much things Black Panther. I even got the prequel book that takes place like in between Civil War of Captain America and before the Panther movie. So like I got a lot of stuff, man. And I even my aunt even gave me a collectible toy that I didn't even see. I was like, what the heck is this? It was the Titan Hero series one. I never had that. So I'm a big Black Panther fan, man. So I really want to see them do something with this character, like bring him back to life. So yeah. Any take on that?
I mean, like I'm not as big as a Black Panther fan as you are. Clearly, I still care about Chadwick, but like I like it's fine if they don't recast. Like I'm not gonna be super fussed up about it or anything, but like I'd be fine with a different character becoming Black Panther other than T'Challa, because I mean, like it is a title technically, so like I guess that's the difference between a character like a character like Batman or something, who most of the time it's Bruce Wayne, but with Black Panther it's a title. Like it can be multiple people, different people can be Black Panther, and I think that's just what the difference is here. And I don't think it's racism, especially not like malicious racism. Maybe it's like they're afraid of backlash of recasting a Black character because some people are going to get mad about that. I think that's what it is at most. I don't think there's any like racism going on though.
Okay, yeah, because I don't think nobody's being racist. I just really think that like it's sad because I don't notice at all. I heard a rumor from somebody that has said that the family had asked to recast him and they still didn't recast him.
Yeah, that
I don't
would
know, so don't get mad at me. I'm just saying I heard a rumor that somebody has said that. So if it is true, that's what really led me to that point. Like I don't think nobody's racist. I just think people are just saying like, well, hey, such. Like there are some people who are racist, and there are some who are like, we're afraid that the African American community may get mad, but you can't get mad at it. Like you just gotta see where it goes. But like I said, we'll see how this goes. If this gets backlash, then recast him. If that gets backlash, well, we don't know what to do because
everything's gonna end up
the fans have to decide, because at the end of the day, it's so split apart equally. Like there is this side that wants to recast, there's this side that still wants the movie to like nobody knows what to do. It's like Mortal Kombat. The community is so messed up that like they don't know what they want to do. Like figure out what you want to do, get it done with, and move on. Like it makes no sense, man. And then the next topic I want to talk about is Doctor Strange. So what do you think Doctor Strange is going to be, man?
I think it's going to be absolutely insane. Like just with that first trailer or the second trailer, technically.
Yes.
With Patrick Stewart coming back as Charles Xavier, that was insane. I remember looking at it was during the Super Bowl, so I don't think the Super Bowl version had Professor X in it, but I think the main trailer did. And I watched it. I was like, oh my gosh, like he's coming back. Like if that's what they reveal in a trailer, like that's like kind of the same thing as like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. They didn't even reveal them in a Spider-Man, in one of the Spider-Man trailers, but they're revealing like Professor X, Patrick Stewart in a Doctor Strange trailer. That means that whatever's in the movie has to be like 10 times as insane. And I think it's going to be beautiful. I think there's going to be so many different cameos. Like I'm hearing Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider coming back, and Tom Cruise,
Wolverine,
as
and
Iron
Blade,
Man, Deadpool.
Yes, man,
that's crazy.
Yes.
And I'm also really excited to see Sam Raimi back as a Marvel director after the Spider-Man trilogy. I think it'll be really cool to see him back and him bring his unique style to the movie. And I'm just really excited. After the Batman, this was my most anticipated movie of the year, along with Spider-Verse.
Most definitely, man. Forgot about that too. Spider-Verse, Jurassic. A lot of movies come out this year more than anything because delayed. So like you got Jurassic World Dominion, Avatar 2. So much things you're excited for. So like like I said, I'm excited for everything. Hopefully everything goes well. Like I said, with Doctor Strange, it's going to be a lot of madness for real because like you're gonna have a lot of characters potentially maybe come in. So just excited for that. Just excited for basically everything. I'm just excited for everything, and just really excited. Just excited. So with God of War, are you a big God of War fan?
The only experience I really have with God of War is Mortal Kombat 9, and I played I think it's the newest one, God of War 4. I played that like a little bit, but then I kind of just stopped playing after a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, same for me. Except I finished the game. Big God of War fan. They're making a TV show, of course, sequels coming out, and that's basically it. Mm-hmm. So that's basically it. What would you want your legacy to be?
My legacy. So I wanted to keep doing content creation for as long as I can, pretty much, as long as I don't like burn out on Mortal Kombat or Marvel DC. Like I always have other stuff to back up. Like right now I'm mainly focusing on Mortal Kombat, but like if I like I'm not interested in doing that type of stuff, I can fall back on Marvel or DC and stuff like that. Like but my legacy, I guess I want to talk to people. I want people to see how big of a fan I am of these things, and I want to meet other people who are also a big fan of those things, like you. And that's mainly what I want to get out of this whole content creation thing, just meeting new people who like the same stuff I do, and building strong relationships off of that.
Well, that's good then. Thank you, man. Thank you for saying that. Hopefully you enjoyed this wonderful episode. Hopefully you enjoyed everything. Hopefully the audience, you enjoyed everything. Hopefully you got some entertainment through this episode, and hopefully you just enjoyed that, you can pursue your purpose through just doing gaming, through just doing YouTube, doing everything. So it's great to have you on the show, man. And
thanks for having me.
God bless you, man. God bless you. You're welcome.